satisfied until they say. I don't know whether you are connecting it to Peter Kenneth, because you asked me about Peter Kenneth. And
I was moving on. You have another opponent,
okay, move
Mike
on.
Sonko.
Yes.
What are your thoughts on him?
On Sonko, I think making the governor of Nairobi, he would be overreaching himself. You
don't think he can handle it?
I don't even think he would struggle. It would be a complete disaster.
What have your traditional issues been with him? Because it appeared at some point in the course of these 4 years that he was giving alternative services to Nairobi residents, services that the county government should have been giving, if it's in terms of, fire trucks, paying maternity fees in places where, women have been held back in hospital, etc. Is this where your standoff with him began?
No, I've never had a problem with Mrs. Sonko personally, but obviously there are rules and the regulations how you offer things. If you're going to offer ambulance service, AAR offers ambulance service, St. John's offers ambulance service, all the other hospitals offer ambulance service, but there are minimum standards that are required, which are prescribed by law, and licensing to be done. All we did say that he needed to, that particular operation they were running needed to go through that, and I think unfortunately they never did. It wasn't anything new. It's prescribed by law.
And yet you have a similarity with him to the extent that you both seem to face some integrity questions. In particular, for yourself, we've had EACC probing you. We've had a foundation associated with yourself closed. Your wife is in court right now trying to have her accounts not probed. Do you believe, with the challenges that have been lodged against you, that you meet the very high standards set for leadership and integrity by the Constitution?
I think a rumor or a claim is not necessarily fact. And I think the foundation that is being probed, the claim was that accounts were opened without following due procedure. The law is such that you can't open a foundation account without a letter from the NGO board, which we had, and that's the reason why I think we went back to court, and whatever the NGO board had done was put aside. The NGO board also claimed that our foundation had 2.7 billion shillings. The foundation accounts have been audited, and at the time when they were saying there was 2.7 billion shillings, there was only 44,000 shillings, 306 and 45 cents.
Well, if rumors, if you say rumors are not necessarily fact, they certainly do seem to court you quite a bit. The question of Mumia still hanging over your head. When do you think it seems that there's no clarity on how exactly you made your money and what exactly happened to Mumias under your leadership? When do you think you will be able to bury this issue?
I think, let's just go back to the issues of rumors, and obviously the rumors tend to be perpetuated. Responsible journalism requires that you deal with facts and data. You'll recall when the issue of Mumias came, it was perpetuated mainly by media, and one would assume Mumias was the first place I got employed. I became a managing director at the age of 28. I was a director at the age of 28. And my income has been in excess of 7 figures from the time I was 28.
Congrats. We're just about to wind up with you, Governor, and as we do, I want to return to the question of the economy, because we're going to be getting into the budget shortly with my economic analyst. But let's start with the global picture of Nairobi. What do you think the biggest challenge it faces is right now? Is it the question of crime? Is it unemployment or infrastructure?
I think the biggest problem we have in Nairobi today is unemployment. I mentioned to you a little bit earlier on, we have 1.2 million people who get into the job market, and 800,000 of them come into the city. The city probably is only able to generate 50,000. So we have to deal with the influx of a big population. Obviously, that comes with this attendant social burdens like health, like water, like sewer, like education. I mean, we have 500,000 children in primary schools, but we have another 100,000 who don't go to school despite free primary education. A study done recently by Professor Kidero shows that 70% of our population sleep on an empty stomach, and obviously I did probably raise the issue with you on the price of foodstuffs more being addressed at this during this budget, which probably quite didn't pick up. I hope you're going to pick it up as we continue discussing budget, because unga at 150 shillings, not very many families can afford. That's why probably they'll be able to eat ugali only once every 2 days.
Right. Finally, Governor, if you're re-elected, what kind of investments would you be looking to make in the capital to return its competitiveness, if you like?
I know that garbage has been a big issue. When we came in, out of the 2,400 metric tons being produced, only 300 was being collected. We are now collecting 2,200. We have put in place an investment program that will do a garbage sorting at 27 billion shillings and will generate over 40 megawatts of electricity, and that's a program that is being implemented. Traffic is a problem. We've designed 9 transport corridors that will have mass the BRT bus rapid transit system. On education, we don't have sufficient classrooms. We require 4,000. We've done about 700 at the moment, and even after this, I'm going to open a new class, the new classes that are built in Marura Primary School in Kariobangi. We will try to strive that to build another 4,000. I keep on going back to the issue of people being hungry in the city. Of our children who are in primary schools, most of them, 70% of them come from the informal settlements. These kids don't have lunch. They don't eat. The program of primary schools and secondary schools is with the national government, but we are working with them. We'll sign a memorandum of understanding so that we are able to use some of our money to feed these children who don't eat lunch. Okay.
Governor, thank you for your thoughts. Nairobi Governor Evans Kidero has been speaking to us this hour on politics, the county's running, and of course the budget. We're taking a short break. When we return, I have analysts in studio, Maurice Odor of Saiton. We've been speaking to them earlier. They returned to my panel alongside Lydia Ndirangu of Ernst & Young and Walter Muturi of Deloitte. We're talking about the budget. Stay tuned. Keep it Citizen Extra.